DonInLondon, hello. November 1st, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, my behaviour, trying to be perfect and never so. Actually full of fear from a very young age, and covering it up, putting on a brave face, and trying to do the best I could. Striving to be perfect, I guess, was what I thought you wanted me to do and what I thought I ought to do, rather than enjoy the process of living. That is, to live in the day, be a part of, be included, and have something useful to do. So these days life has changed on a daily basis and continues to change. It doesn't stay the same. Recovery is not being about static or having overcome and done with something. It's about living life, being open, honest and willing to change and be a part of life. And recovery for me is the keystone. So what is recovery for me? It's not taking a drink on a daily basis, not getting overly obsessed, not getting into a place of fear, having to use brave face and my ego rising and all my defects coming out, like anger and everything to do with the 7 deadly sins, I suspect. And how do I do this? Well, first of all, I had to have help to keep alive long enough to find out what my malady was. And family, community, friends, professionals all helped me get to a point where I got a moment of clarity at rock bottom, or one of many rock bottoms, and then started to see that I couldn't do this on my own, this path of recovery. And that's a gift. It meant I could let go and let the good of others into my life. And in doing that, I found a fellowship, and that fellowship is AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and it keeps me sober and on a living experience every single day. So I'm an absolute fan, and I see the virtues in it, and it works for me. So if I keep sober a day at a time, the rest of my life can work, so I can be included, part of, love people, be loved back, and have something useful to do. And I will share the AA statement of intent here, not because I speak for AA, because I don't. I speak for myself. And AA, the fellowship, is full of unique, authentic people who choose where and when they speak. I do not speak for them. It would be very presumptuous of me. So these days, with humility, I just share my own message of experience, strength and hope. But it would be foolish if I didn't share how AA helps me on a daily basis. So I can say I go there, be a part of, but I cannot say that other people who I know are part of it. Anonymity is sanctuary to find our truth. So, Alcoholics Anonymous, what is it? Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And going to a meeting last night, Halloween last night, and watching families out and about, trick-or-treating, it just is a part of life. And to enjoy, seeing people enjoy a particular festival, even though it goes back to probably very harsh times, is amazing. And going to a fellowship meeting last night, full of people I know, and full of people, 1 or 2 people in particular, who I've never seen before, but have been in contact with for a number of years. And the joy in that is immense, to be able to see people we know and have come to know, through whatever medium, and know that we're on the same path, in the same space at the same time, and we have a common goal, sobriety, and then life working. So, yeah, a great meeting last night. It was a chair of astonishing power, because it was truthful, absolutely truthful, and I attempt truth on a daily basis. What a gift. And sometimes I don't get it too well, and denial lives in all of us about some aspects of our life. So I'm always aware of denial. It's not just a river in Egypt. Anyway, we're on a new month, and there are 12 steps of action in the action program of 12 steps in AA. 12 steps of action to change our attitude and behaviour on a daily basis. So it's gentle improvement, sometimes startling improvements actually on a daily basis as we make a breakthrough, but generally it's trudging the road of happy destiny, that is, living in the moment and making progress. So we get to know a little bit more about ourselves on a daily basis and where we're headed. And the gift, if you like, is in the 12-step program. These 12 steps are to be lived, not endured and not learned and then forgotten. They're about living life and making a process work for us, living in the moment. And step 11, November, step 11, it's a 12-step program, 1 step a month on these videos. Step 11 says this: sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him. And that's the God of your understanding, or good conscience as you understand it. Praying only for His knowledge, for the knowledge of His will for us, and the power to carry that out. Meditation and prayer, main channels to higher power, connection between self-examination and meditation and prayer, an unshakable foundation for life. How shall we meditate? Meditation has no boundaries, an individual adventure. First result is emotional balance. What about prayer? Daily petitions for understanding God's will and grace to carry it out. Actual results of prayer are beyond question, rewards of meditation and prayer. And that's the summary of this step, and then there is a longer version, obviously, from the 12 steps and 12 traditions of AA. And for me, prayer and meditation, for many years of my life, I understood that it had a place in my life, because there is an inner voice in my head always speaking to me. And the gift of prayer and meditation is sometimes to shut the voice off, or to be able to listen to the good of life, to the good conscience, or what is the best thing for me to do next. It can be my prayer and meditation. And whether it's to a God of your understanding or mine, it's what we understand is working for us. So for me, as Gandhi said, God is truth. Other people say God is love. Other people say God works through people. Put the three together: God is truth, God is love, and God works through people. If I'm able to listen not only to other people, if they have the wisdom, or no wisdom, we get the same message of what is right and what is going to work. So the gift is we do learn. And in the I'm only going to have time for the daily reflections today, this one, which concentrates on 1 step a month, and as I say, prayer meditation, the virtue of it and how it works. November the 1st. I cannot change the wind. It is easy to let up on the spiritual program of action and rest on our laurels. We are headed for trouble if we do, for alcohol is a subtle foe. My first sponsor told me there are 2 things to say about prayer and meditation. First, I had to start, and second, I had to continue. When I came to AA, my spiritual life was bankrupt, and that's true of me. If I considered God at all, He was to be called upon only when my self-will was incapable of a task, or when overwhelming fears had eroded my ego. Today I am grateful for a new life, one in which my prayers are those of thanksgiving. My prayer time is more for listening than for talking. I know today that if I cannot change the wind, I can adjust my sail. I know the difference between superstition and spirituality. I know there is a graceful way of being right, and many ways to be wrong. And the gift in that is so true. You know, it's not about my understanding of God and what He intends for me. It's listening to what is going on around me. Providence and nature, people, giving me the clues to how life can work today. And I think I'm going to read that again a few times for myself. The gift of all of this is acceptance in the moment, and that serenity prayer which saved my life so many times. To God, or in good conscience, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to learn the difference and know the difference is just for today.